to Fast Talk. Today we're talking to Stan Barnes, representative from LG Energy Soultion. Welcome, Stan.
It's good to be here with you.
Thanks for taking the time. We're really excited about this project, but there's not a lot of information out there, so we're hoping that you're going to be able to give us some of that background. One of the things that I'd like to talk about is what actually is going to be produced there and how is it different than anything else?
Yeah, it's a battery. We've all heard about that. It's a cylindrical battery, which is a different type of manufacturing process, and the most modern in the way of battery technology. And batteries have been around for a very long time and are in the midst of revolutionizing transportation and manufacturing and in all kinds of ways that improve our lives. We all use batteries. This is no different, and it's the kind of battery that will be used mainly in transportation, in electric vehicles, and we're simply not going to have those kinds of electric vehicles in our lives without this kind of technology. The good news is this battery manufacturing facility is state of the art. It's the best science, and if anyone could see what is going to happen there, you'd be very proud of it here in Queen Creek.
So this is new technique, new technology that's going to power electric vehicles.
Yes.
And we have at least 4, I think, electric vehicle companies that are coming into from Mesa to Casa Grande. These will go to those types of projects, or are they going to be shipped somewhere else?
No, they will. They will go to those type of projects and more. You almost need a scorecard to see how many good things are coming to the state of Arizona, and specifically to central Arizona and the East Valley and the Queen Creek area. You mentioned some of them. There is so much going on that makes us the envy of the rest of the nation with this kind of high-tech, advanced manufacturing, high tax paying, high wages, you name it. It's the future economy of the world, in part, is going to be here in Arizona and here in Queen Creek because of the LG facility and more. And it's really exciting. As a native of Queen Creek, I would only imagine that we'd be moving from cotton to batteries in such a short time. It's an amazing thing to watch, and the way it improves everyone's lives in the way of the kinds of lifestyle we want, the high wages we'd like, the clean manufacturing that is going to run the world. It's very exciting.
Before we talk about those high wages, let's talk about the plant itself. So what's the initial investment?
It's a big deal. Certainly the largest in Queen Creek so far. It's well over $1 billion is the initial investment, and most likely a few thousand employees. This is the initial footprint of the facility. $1 billion, $1.5 billion goes a long way in Queen Creek, Arizona. It is an amazing investment in this town, and it's a real testament to what town leadership has done, what the chamber has done. This company, like every other manufacturing company that has the world as its footstool, it looked all over the world. It looked all over North America before they decided on that section of land right there along Ironwood Road. And we should be very proud of that. The reason they found us, among other things, was the transportation corridors we have, the good regulatory structure we have, the leadership of the town that wants to make things happen. There's a lot that goes into that decision, and Queen Creek won. And we get the tax base, and we get the jobs, and we get to, with these other facilities that are coming, we become a hub, a national, even international hub of this kind of manufacturing. And the way it works is one thing begets another. Companies like this want to be together. They want to be in that same kind of good environment working together. And so we're probably going to get more of this kind of thing in the Southeast Valley and in Arizona as well.
Right, we already have the manufacturing component for the vehicles themselves, so this is just one more part of that. And you mentioned the synergy, and we had worked so long as a state to get those high-tech manufacturing jobs, and now all of a sudden they seem to be coming left and right as people announce they're locating here. It's crazy to watch.
It is.
It's
It's
been
really
in this
crazy.
for a while, so
It is.
having it all come together at the same time
I know
exciting.
it's an amazing thing. It's good to stop and to consider. We really in Queen Creek area, in Pinal County area, have been an agrarian economy for since Europeans came here, and that is quickly shifting right in front of us. And there's a lot of benefits to that. There'll be a lot of good things come. There's no way to support this kind of growth with cotton fields. It's just not there. We have to do something else, and we're doing it. The LG facility and others like it that will come because of the synergy. We're going to have a lot to brag about in a very short time.
And I've seen the renderings. It doesn't look like anything that I expected. Looks like sort of the flex industrial office space for the most part. I think there's one centerpiece that's a little bit taller and a little bit bigger that looks a little different. But with the $1.5 billion, tell us a little bit about the systems and things that are going to be in there.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, people might have the wrong image about a manufacturing facility for batteries. It is not an old Pennsylvania style smokestack kind of thing. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. It's nothing like that. It reminds me a little bit of the old Motorola facilities that were all over Phoenix metro area for a while. It does look very modern and very clean and much more like an office than in anything else. And on the inside of the building is going to be the very latest technology from around the world, because businesses are in the business to be efficient and make money, or to make money and by being efficient. And that efficiency means taking risk out of the project, means making it clean, means happy employees. There's a lot of things to go into a multi-billion-dollar investment, and those they don't cut corners. It's not sloppy. It's a very serious business from a very serious company that has decades of success all over the world. In fact, they're doing this kind of manufacturing in other parts of the world with a great deal of success.
And so I would expect then a lot of regulation, a lot of safety protocols. Is that the case?
Yeah, you should expect that. I mean, the United States of America is a very good regulatory structure for protecting people from bad things. It's not the third world. The third world, you can get away with all kinds of stuff. I mean, we've all seen it in the pictures, but there's a very thorough regulatory structure that comes from state law and county level oversight, and for that matter, the town and the way it will treat this facility. Residents should be confident about it, because the technology promotes the very thing we're after, is that kind of safety.
I would expect very much to be something similar to the Intels of the world. You mentioned Motorola, which was a game changer for the Valley in the 70s. And so those jobs, they're going to be done here, locally, right? Not remote workers or people that are going to be coming in from out of country, things like that.
No, the LG wants to hire locally. Not only for employees, but for all the kinds of things that go into building a facility like this and servicing a facility during its duration. This is going to have very positive ripple effects in the economy with other smaller companies that are serving the big company. As you say, Arizona has a lot of experience with high-tech manufacturing, but it's even better today than it was. Intel is a great bragging right for Chandler and for Arizona. Motorola was our original one. But the world is moving so fast that this kind of battery technology is racing ahead in the technology space. And so we're lucky to grab it because it's going to find a foothold somewhere in the United States. And if Arizona is that foothold, we benefit from it instead of us using things that are manufactured in another part of the country, for that matter, the world. We're using the very things manufactured here. When we buy electric cars or trucks in the future, it might be a battery manufactured here in Queen Creek, Arizona. How exciting is that?
Right, and that is the point of this, is it's the first steps in making sure that we're exiting fossil fuels. And so the net effect is to improve the environment overall.
Yeah, a lot of people are concerned about that, and they should be. We're evolving as a society, and we're evolving in a very good way. I like to say that it's never been a better time to be alive, which is a true statement. I hope everyone agrees. And we just don't get there without doing things. And I mean, it doesn't happen in an imaginary way. It happens only because people with vision and the capital to back it up and the engineering expertise and the experience, and they all come together with the right town governance, the right regulatory oversight, the right population that is educated, it can serve this kind of facility. That all happens, and then you get a big employer that is manufacturing the very thing that's going to power the future economy. None of that is accidental. The town, the chamber, everyone that's promoting Queen Creek, this is part of the fruit of that. This is the flower of it. I mean, why do we do this? For this very reason, this kind of thing.
And so at a recent economic summit, it was hosted by the Commerce Authority and some others, they talked about up to 7 ancillary jobs being supported by the jobs of these types of high-tech manufacturing. And that would be all kinds of things here in town, including restaurants, service companies, both from having those people here in the daytime instead of everybody leaving Queen Creek. So things like the steakhouses that everybody wants in Queen Creek starts with having daytime jobs.
Yeah, you just don't get the kind of overall development you want without an anchor producing value. And Queen Creek is coming into its own. This idea that you would live in Queen Creek and you would drive 45 minutes to work, that's changing, and for the better. I mean, who wants to drive that much? Not to mention the costs and the hassle. And if Queen Creek is going to come into its own, it needs to be its own producer of capital and goods and value, not just Phoenix, not just Scottsdale, but Queen Creek, and it's happening now.
And I think that's an important piece. So we have the Germain and Pecos corridor, which has all been located inside of Mesa to this point. So this is the first part of the north side of Germain that's in Queen Creek. But along the lines, we have companies like CMC Steel and ZF, which used to be TRW, manufacturing the airbags for cars. So hopefully this project fits right in with those. But this will be a larger employer than all of them, right?
Yeah, it will be. It'll be one of the very largest employers in the whole multi-zip code area, and more, as you say earlier. I think the real value of this project is not only to plant the flag for Queen Creek that we are a high-tech manufacturing town, which is a big bragging right in a very complicated economy, but the way it will attract other people, linked in with the university system and good governance, and all of a sudden you have all the makings of the kinds of things every economic development entity in all 50 states wants. We have the weather, we have the regulatory structure, we have the town leadership, and if you put all that together, and everyone's going to want to come here. I mean, our problem is everybody really will want to come here, and we have to accommodate that in some level.
And Yeah, so we have the educated workforce as well, as you pointed out, and the south side of the university with the research facility, Skybridge, which allows for the shipment into Mexico and out of Mexico, already clearing
Yes.
customs
Yes.
at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport, and then the availability of the large tracts of land just points north for all of us. And very exciting. One other thing I'd like to talk about a little bit is the safety. So they're investing $1.5 billion. There must be safety systems in place.
Yeah, there are. Of course, there are. As I was saying earlier, this is a very serious company and a very seriously wants to earn a return for its shareholders and do right by the employees. None of that is taken lightly. There are no corners cut. There are the very best technology in the whole world that goes into making sure these facilities not only meet fire code, that's just the minimums, but don't ever have a problem. That's their goal. Their goal is 0 incidences ever.
In talking with the fire chief, the town will be involved with making sure that they have the safety systems in place, and the fire department gets to be a part of that process. But more importantly, we're not talking about just overhead sprinklers, right?
No, we're not. We're talking about things that I can't even explain because the words are too long and complicated. But they were built by engineers that make their whole career on dealing with these kinds of topics.
I think one of the final things that we want to touch on are some of those additional jobs that we were talking about. So again, in the initial phase, we expect 1,000 to 2,000 jobs.
Yes.
And primarily from local people.
Yes, yeah, primarily local. And there's all kinds of jobs that go around with the construction of the facility. But then when it comes to the employment in the actual manufacturing, a few thousand is how the company says it, a few thousand, because we don't really know yet how it's all going to set up. But bringing thousands of jobs, of high-tech advanced manufacturing jobs to Queen Creek is its own special thing.
That's wonderful. Anything that we haven't covered that you want to touch on?
No, I'd like to say just a couple of things about, I understand people's natural apprehension about change and about a manufacturer coming to town. What does that mean to me? I mean, it's a very natural human thing to wonder out loud. But I would advise everyone that investigates and thinks about this project, they're going to be very happy with it. In fact, I think we'll want to be a part of it. If you're looking for employment opportunities, if you're in school and you're headed toward a career, if you are an entrepreneur who wants to serve big companies because they all have different needs, if you care about the growth of the town, the thoughtful growth of the town, then you're supportive of this. It's not a good thing to build a town. I think everyone agrees. It's not a good thing to build a town on nothing but service industry or in a bedroom style where we all live here but we drive somewhere else. That's not a way to sustain a world-class kind of place. But the LG facility and others that will come from it put Queen Creek in a different level. I don't think we say that enough. We're going from the sleepy town I grew up in as a kid out here, by the way, just 2 miles south of the facility. I mean, it's kind of fun. But we're going from that to a world-class manufacturer, and who knows what the blue sky is beyond that. So there's a lot of reason to be enthusiastic about this turn of events, that a company like LG would choose us, that all the opportunity that they will bring, the tax revenue alone is going to be fantastic for schools and for everyone else that is served by tax dollars. So there's a lot to cheerlead about this, and I give the Chamber credit for being in the forefront of it.
Well, thank you for that, Stan, and we appreciate your time. Thank you for being here. We look forward to getting more details as the project moves along, and hopefully you'll come back and join us again.
You bet.